someone hurts you and you're trying to tell them that they hurt you, and then they get mad in the process, and then you're like, oh no, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if he hurt you,
because your feelings don't matter.
Why are you apologizing though?
You have to keep the peace at all costs.
Right.
Yeah.
This make people pleasers change their personalities in order to fit in order to be loved, in order to please.
And in the long run, you don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
You lose your identity completely.
You're over-functioning, and nobody
constantly.
can over-function and then still become the same. Hi everyone, my name is Ruth.
Hello everyone, my name is Mabel.
Welcome to another episode of the 3 Hours. Reflect, realign, and rise. Today we have an interesting topic.
Today we're going to be talking about people pleasing. Oh, this one is very close to my heart because I am a recovered or a recovering people pleaser, because I don't think you ever really fully recover from it.
I'm still recovering as well.
Okay, so if you are a people pleaser, then you understand that being a people pleaser has probably cost you your peace, has probably cost you anxiety and stress, and some of us cost us our identities. People pleasing is not something that you are born with, it's something that is rather learned in our environment that we grew up in. For example, growing up in an African household, you're taught to be respectful of your elders. You're taught to not question your elders. You're taught to not talk back. I think this one might be universal, everywhere. I mean, maybe not, but let's stick with African communities. You can't talk back to your elders. That's like, it's like a crime almost. If you talk back to your elders, you might actually get a serious whooping.
Right.
So we grew up just being seen and not heard, basically. So you are not allowed to talk back. You're not allowed to question what you've been told to do. And when you grow up in an environment like this one, you are conditioned from a very, young age to become a people pleaser, because you learn not to question anything.
And sometimes you don't know what people pleasing is. So let us define a little bit of what people pleasing is. People pleasing, simply put, is when an individual is always, ever putting other people's needs, desires, priorities in front of theirs or in place of theirs.
Yes.
And they do this because of an intense need for approval. Not just because they are necessarily nice.
Yes.
They want to be loved, they want approval, and they fear rejection.
Yes.
So I feel like it is, in other words, it is an avoidance mechanism. Because in other circumstances, they do not know that they will not like to, pour out themselves until they don't have anything left.
Yeah.
So let us get this straight. We are not saying do not be nice.
No.
We are talking about people pleasing.
Yes.
An inability to say no when you have to say no. Like all the odds say no. And then the capacity or the urge to agree everything just because you want to avoid conflict. Yeah. That is a characteristic of people pleasing.
Yes.
And then when you're constantly apologizing, someone hurts you and you're trying to tell them that they hurt you, and then they get mad in the process, and then you're like, oh no, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if he hurt you,
because your feelings don't matter.
Why are you apologizing though?
Because you have to keep the peace at all costs.
Right.
Yeah.
This make people pleasers change their personalities in order to fit in order to be loved, in order to please.
And in the long run, you don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
You lose your identity completely.
You're over-functioning, and nobody
constantly.
can over-function and then still become the same.
Yes.
So we wanted to first make you understand what people pleasing is, so that you don't get it twisted.
Yes.
There is a thin line between being Mr. Nice Guy or Mrs. Nice Girl.
I like that.
And being a people pleaser.
Yeah, I like that you brought in being nice. Being nice and being kind are two different things. Being nice is, example, I see Ruth and she has an outfit on and there's something not quite right with her outfit. And in a bid to not hurt her feelings, I don't say anything. That is being nice. But being kind will be letting Ruth know that, oh, there's, something wrong with her outfit, so she can fix it. That is being kind. Being nice is not always a good thing. Being kind is maybe what we want to start practicing to be with each other.
Mabel, honest talk. Is there anything wrong with my outfit?
No! Absolutely not. Maybe that was a very bad example.
I wanted to.
So no, that was probably a really terrible example. But no, let's try a different example though. Okay, maybe I saw a booger in your nose. You don't have a booger in your nose, by the way.
For the first time, because I think I'm a nice lady. A lot of people have told me, Ruth, you're super nice.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not a compliment.
Not necessarily.
I feel like when you're too nice, there is a little bit of people pleasing attached to it.
A lot of nice people get walked all over.
Get used
and disposed.
Right.
And again, we're not saying not to be nice, but there's a thin line between being nice and being just a people pleaser. Right? So you have to know the difference. Are you nice because you are afraid of being rejected? Are you nice because
you want to be accepted?
Like you have a
friendship.
Yeah.
You have a friendship or you have a community where the only way you can be accepted there is when you're giving everything. You're always saying yes. You're always serving everyone.
Yeah.
And most people pleasers do not get back that in return.
Never.
And they are even afraid to complain, even though it comes to their mind. Because if they complain, then the people that they badly want to please,
they risk getting rejected.
They risk getting rejected.
Yeah.
So it gets me thinking, what could cause a normally born beautiful or handsome human being to become a people pleaser?
Well, I don't know. I can speak for myself. For me, growing up, I don't feel like I had a voice. Because I think I grew up with parents that were not very responsive. So you grow up over performing and over, trying so hard to become an overachiever just so you can get your parents' approval.
Right.
So I had to be, a good child. You're a good child when you do well in school, when you listen, you don't talk back, when you do whatever your parents tell you to do without questioning them at all, because really your feelings does not matter. As a matter of fact, I don't even think that I was supposed to have feelings at all growing up. So when that happens, I think that what parents don't understand is that when you do not allow your child to express, what you are doing is you are limiting them from expressing even as adult. When they grow up as adult, they're not going to be able to express. They are going to automatically become people pleasers in workplace, in relationships, in friendships.
Right. You've come a long way.
Absolutely.
Because the journey from childhood
and
then realizing that you're that and the effects on your adulthood and the fight, the struggle to get out of that after several years of the slavery,
it's been a lot of
people
work.
Pleasing.
Yeah.
So if I understood right, it means that childhood trauma could culminate into an adult who becomes a perpetual and refined people pleaser.
100%.
So childhood trauma, kids who were disrespected, because you can disrespect your kid.
Oh,
that's something we do not know.
We don't realize that we're doing that because we think that as parents we can say whatever to kids.
Right.
Kids are also humans with feelings. Respect is, it goes both ways.
Right.
And I think that in our community, we don't believe that we're supposed to respect our kids. I think our kids deserve respect too.
They do.
And I think that we should, learn to respect them as well.
We should.
Yeah.
We should. So we have childhood trauma.
Yeah.
We have low self-esteem. Because if you feel that I'm okay with my friends or my spouse or my whatever societal group I belong to, if you think all of you are on the same radar, then there's no need for you to people please to be accepted in that 100%. Community.
Yeah.
But when you feel you're low, then your people pleasing is like an ingredient that you're putting into that that setting in order to be accepted and loved back. And that kind of love turns out to be fake.
Yeah.
Because the moment you stop people pleasing, what happens? You're kicked out.
Yeah.
If truly they were loving you only for that.
Yeah.
So we have talked about childhood trauma, we have talked about low self-esteem, and the need to be accepted.
Yeah. Speaking of, childhood experiences, children who have experienced adverse childhood experiences, ACEs, are more than likely to become people pleasers. They are more than likely to have very low self-esteem because they grew up not having their parents pour into them.
Oh, wow.
So they grew up feeling already rejected. So they tend to overperform and give and give and give. Growing up with parents who did not show you what really love looked like. For example, whenever your child cries or they have maybe a boo-boo and they showed you like I have a boo-boo, they are looking for you to reassure them and make them feel like they are okay. They want to know that they are okay.
Right.
When you grow up with parents and maybe you had a boo-boo and they push you away or they tell you get over it and you're gonna be okay, then you grow up thinking that you're not allowed to express your emotions.
Or you think that neglect is a part of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we've always said, you remember in friendship moments, we've always said parenting is not just you've had kids. It's a whole art. You have to show your children care, love, attention, so that when they are not shown that, they are immediately going to know that there's a problem.
There's a problem right
This
there.
is not what I received
They will
from my
recognize
home.
it. Absolutely.
They're but if home already feels like a space where there's no attention, no affection, their feelings are boxed in,
and they don't know what love feels like, then they go out there and the dysfunction and the lack of love is familiar to them, so they stay with that because that's what they know,
right?
And that's not healthy.
I know a story of a young lady. She was like 12, an early teenager, and some man who was immoral or mentally deranged was trying to show her his private part.
Oh God.
And then she brings it to her mom. She was like, "Oh mom, I saw this person who was trying to show me his private part." She knew that there was something wrong about it. And then the mom was like, "You wanted it.
Oh no.
Why didn't he show every other person?"
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
That girl came into her shell.
Yeah.
And when she had her period,
She's
for
not
more
gonna
than
share
2
it.
years, she couldn't tell her
She's
mom.
not gonna share it, and
She felt that things that are natural are she's gonna be blamed.
Yeah.
And I bet you this young lady, I worked with her a little bit, has a whole lot of people pleasing going on because something fundamental in her childhood was broken.
She was taught that if anything was wrong, it was her fault.
It was her fault.
Yeah.
Parents, please beware.
Listen to
Beware.
your children.
Just one sentence ruins it for the next 30 years until they
does.
get help.
It does. And there's no manual as to how you parent, and
There
there's no
is none.
judgment.